This is music, and these are my answers to AGK's Vinyl Life's questions for music lovers. The channel here on YouTube, AGK's Vinyl Life, has recently posted its 100th proper episode, and to celebrate that, he has started a thread with 10 questions for music lovers, and I thought it would be kind of fun to kind of be part of that and answer the questions. So yeah, here we go. The first question is, how often do you listen to music? When, where, and how long? I would say I listen to music pretty much every day. I don't have an average or anything of, for how long I listen to it. Sometimes it's just like one song, maybe. Sometimes it's several albums in a row. I listen to music. I like listening to music when I bicycle to work. I like listening to music on my iPod. And most of this is stuff I have digitized from my physical music collection and stuff I've bought in digital format on iTunes or something like that. So yeah, I like to do that. I also like listening to music at home in my office at home. That's where I have my sound system, my record player, my CD player, my cassette deck. And on my computer, I have some pretty good loudspeakers, so I can listen to stuff on iTunes and as well. And more recently, I started listening to music at work as well, in my office at work. And no, actually, I normally, or I guess prior to COVID, I actually didn't listen that much to music while working. But with the lockdowns and working from home, I got used to listening to music while working as well. So I have installed just a cheap CD player and a cheap cassette player in my office, so I can listen to some CDs and to some cassettes as well. So yeah, I listen to music every day, sometimes in the evening, sometimes in the morning, sometimes during my work day, sometimes all day. We do have a sound system in the living room, but I don't listen to music that often in there. I do occasionally. So mostly when I listen to music at home, it's in my home office. Okay, so that's question one. Question two, how do you listen to the majority of music? Radio, streaming service, or physical media? I almost never listen to the radio, to be honest. I rarely stream music. As I said, I do have some digital music that I listen to, but that's stuff that I've either digitized from my physical media collection or music I've bought and downloaded in iTunes. So I wouldn't consider that streaming. I sometimes listen to some songs on YouTube if I want to check out a band or something. But yeah, I don't really stream music either. I rarely listen to the radio, so it's physical media or digitized versions of physical music media. And the main physical music media I listen to are, vinyl records, cassette tapes, and CDs. I don't think that's particularly different from a lot of other music fans. Anyways. So that's question two. Question three, radio and streaming. Name your favorite radio stations and or streaming service or services. Yeah, as I said, I rarely listen to the radio. When I was a kid, I liked listening to a Danish radio station called P3. That was kind of like a more mainstream kind of radio station, but they had some, fun programs. Later on, I switched to listening to P1 and P2. They were more like arty and intellectual and things like that radio stations, but more like talk radio. I don't think that counts. Nowadays, I don't even listen to the radio, to be honest. And I did at some point. Occasionally, I check out Progulus. I don't even know if it's still up and running, but that's kind of like a progressive rock kind of streaming radio service. And I also occasionally listened to the, I think it's just called the heavy metal radio, but I haven't checked those out for years. I used to listen to music a lot on Spotify, but I haven't done that very much over the last couple of years. Occasionally, as I said, I listen to music on YouTube if I want to check out some artists or something like that. So yeah, don't really listen to the radio. I rarely stream music these days. It might change. So I don't really have a favorite radio station, but do check out Progulus if it's still up and running. Do check out Heavy Metal Radio if it's still up and running. Okay, so physical, that's question 4 now. Physical media. What year did you buy your first piece of physical music media? What was the artist, title, and the format? I don't remember the exact year, but I think it must have been 88 or 89, probably 88. I may have bought something before that, but what I remember clearly is 1988 probably, or maybe 89. And it was Iron Maiden's Somewhere in Time on cassette tape. It remains my favorite album of all time. Later that year, I also bought Killers by Iron Maiden on cassette tape. And that started off my kind of being a music lover, I guess. So yeah, 88, I think. 88, Iron Maiden, yes. 88, Somewhere in Time, cassette tape, Iron Maiden. I bought it in a shop called Accord in Odense. That has closed down, but I think I think it's the same chain that have a lot of shops in Copenhagen now. Okay. Physical media. Now question 5. Physical media. What forms of physical music media do you own? And which do you have the most of? So that's cassette tapes, that's vinyl records, and that's CDs. I have the most CDs. And then I guess the second place, that's vinyl records. And the third place is cassette tapes. And I like these 3 formats equally much. Okay, question 6. Which form of physical music media do you listen to the most? I don't know. Over the last couple of weeks, it's been vinyl records. Before that, a couple of weeks before that, it was cassette tapes. And I listened to CDs kind of like consistently. So I actually don't know. It's probably, at the end of the day, I probably listen to them equally much, to be honest. So there you go. Question 7. What is your favorite genre of music? Different sorts of metal music, progressive rock and hard rock. That's where my main interests, most of the music I like seems to kind of fall somewhere there. And sort of within those universes, all the subgenres, I don't know, I listen to pretty much all kinds of metal. I'm not a super big fan of new metal. I'm not a super big fan of the whole core, metalcore, deathcore scene. But even there are some artists that I kind of like. But other than that, it's pretty much across the board. Listen to all subgenres of metal. And I think hard rock is kind of that universe as well. But hard rock also has a softer end, AOR, and I like a lot of AOR bands too. Progressive rock. I like both the old stuff and more recent stuff, to be honest. So yeah, metal, hard rock, progressive rock, and I do like other genres. I do like a bit of 80s and early 90s hip hop. I like jazz fusion. I like some folk music. I like a lot of just classic rock as well. So yeah, I like lots of different genres, but rock, hard rock, metal, prog rock. That's where most of it sort of converges. And I actually quite like original soundtrack scores as well. So yeah, there you go. Okay, question 8. Live music. What was your first large venue concert, and what's the next you plan to go to? If you have never been to a live concert in a large venue, who would you like to see? And I've been to lots of concerts, large venues, small venues. The first one I went to at a really large venue was Status Quo back when I was a kid. Some kind of open air festival, so that was a really large venue. I didn't really understand quite, because I was just a kid, what you were supposed to do. So I thought it was kind of like a picnic, and then everybody suddenly started standing up and went crazy because of the music. That was a bit weird. But that was the first one I went to, not on my own, of course. Another one at a large venue I remember, that's another open air thing, was the Crab, my dad's band. That was when I was really small. And just to sort of show how much of a dad my dad actually was, it was loud music, lots of people. I was pretty much a toddler. That scared me, so I started crying. And in the middle of a song, my dad saw it. He just threw the guitar, on stage. He jumped off stage, ran out into the crowd so he could comfort me, and went back up and played. That's a real dad. Anyways, but I think the first one I kind of went to of my own volition, that was probably Disneyland After Dark, an open air concert in the outdoor bicycle racing ring in, or whatever I think it's a ring, right? In Odense. I think that was the first one. And my dad went to, just because he likes rock music as well, obviously. Another early big one I went to was Metallica, Merciful Fate, Suicidal Tendencies, and I don't remember if it was Gun or The Cult, but one of those bands, like in the early 90s. My dad went there too, because just he likes music. So yeah, probably, but I think it was Disneyland After Dark was the first one I went to. And I don't know, I guess I was 11 or 12 or something. What is the next one I plan to go to? I actually don't have any plans, because I think things are still a bit too uncertain with the pandemic. Is there another wave coming? I don't know. So I haven't made any plans. A gig, and that's kind of like, I would really like to see Bandmate live, because they seem to be a fantastic live band. So it's kind of like a dream kind of fantasy concert would be Maximum the Hormone headlining, and then supported by Bandmate and Nemophila somewhere on their home turf in Tokyo. That would be great. I would really like to see that, but no, I don't have any plans. I might just wait until next year, to be honest, to start making plans to go to large venue concerts. So yeah, bit of a lame answer, but there you go. Question 9. If I had the power to bring back one music artist from the dead, who would I resurrect and why? Yeah, there are lots of course, and sadly, people who have passed away. Phil Lynott, Jimi Hendrix, Ronnie James Dio, L.G. Petrov, a lot of artists that passed away. I think I would resurrect Sean Reinert, because fantastic drummer, but most of all because he died way too early. He was still young, so it's just not fair. And I still don't know why he passed away. He's a fantastic drummer. He was known for his work in Cynic first and foremost, but he also did some work with Death. Just a great, very skilled drummer, very progressive drumming style, but not mechanical, very organic as well. I managed to see him live once with Cynic. That was just an amazing experience. I think, unfortunately, he and Paul Masvidal had kind of a falling out. I don't know if they managed to come to terms before Sean Reinert passed away. So yeah, I would like to, resurrect him. He was too young. He could make up with Paul Masvidal, and secondarily, of course, keep making great music. Yeah, Sean Reinert. And last question: if I could hear only one song in my lifetime, what would it be? It would be any song from Somewhere in Time, because it's my favorite album. So there you go. Those were my 10 answers to AGK Vinyl Life's 10 questions for music lovers. A great thread, really fun. I see a lot of people have jumped on that thread, and I would suggest that you do that too if you want to do something other than just showing records and vinyl and CDs and all that stuff. So yeah, as I said, those were my 10 answers. Thanks for watching.